Happy Saturday. Hello. It is the non-domestic goddess, Heidi Papoff here. And I thought I would come on here and show you how easy it is to make your own homemade almond milk. And the reason this even became an idea is because last night a friend and I were talking about how somebody was talking about making homemade almond milk and how easy it is, and that one of her kids just drinks the stuff up, and it got me thinking, I used to make homemade almond milk and it was really easy, and there's a reason why you would want to do this as opposed to go buy almond milk in the store. And hi Tammy, one of those reasons is that almond milk in the store has to be, it has to sit, it has to be shelf stable for a while. So that means that it has additives in it. One of the additives that's usually in non-refrigerated almond milk, like the kind that comes in cartons that's not cold, is carrageenan. So carrageenan is something that's made out of seaweed, I think, something like sea kelp, seaweed. And it actually is shown in studies to have detrimental effects on the gastrointestinal system. It causes gastrointestinal upset. So that's something you'd want to avoid. Then there's other additives in it as well that I'm not like super familiar with, but thickeners, stabilizers, things like that. So making your own almond milk is actually really simple once you have the supplies, but those supplies are also quite easy to get. So obviously a good blender. I have a Vitamix, but I used to make it with a regular blender. And you need some sort of straining bag, a nut bag. This is actually a paint bag that the friend who taught me how to make almond milk gave me. But nut bags are also really easy to get now, especially in health food stores or Amazon. Karen, if you're watching, this is still the one I used from you. So I'm gonna show you how easy this is. So last night I thought of this idea, and the first thing I did was I took, oh look, you guys, I made you this special sign. Here's the ingredients. All you need is 1 cup of almonds. I know this is backwards. 4 cups of water and 2 dates. I guess you also need the water that you're going to soak the almonds in overnight, but so that's what I've done. I soaked these almonds overnight so that you can see the water is murky. So the first thing I'm going to do is go strain these, and I'll let you kind of follow me over here for this process. So I'm just gonna put them in a strainer in the sink, and then I'm gonna rinse them, and then I'm gonna bring that back over to the blender. So that's what's happening. I'm just rinsing off these almonds, super easy. And then I'm going to rinse out this bowl because I'm going to use this bowl after I've blended everything up, and I'm actually then straining the leftover almond grounds, which you'll see what I'm talking about. So here I have the almonds now that have been drained and rinsed, and I'm putting them in my Vitamix, which I will show you in a second. This is awkward. So there we have the almonds and the Vitamix. So it calls for 4 cups of water, which I think I'm going to, when I used to do this before, my blender was smaller, but just to be safe, I'm gonna do it this way again. I'm only gonna add like 2.5 cups or so of the water before I blend. The other thing you need to make it a little bit sweet, I don't know about you, but I like my almond milk a little bit sweet. I don't usually like the unsweetened. But then of course, if you're buying the original, which means sweetened, you're taking in those sugars or whatever that is. So I just take 2 dried dates and pit them. I don't know if you can hear my classical music in the background. That's because I'm trying to be like Martha Stewart. Just kidding. That's because I'm about to start studying, and I like to have classical music on when I study. It helps me concentrate. I don't know why. So I just put the dates in. Now I'm gonna put some of that water in. Like I said, I already had 4 cups of water measured out. So I'm just gonna put most of that in. Actually, looks like I can fit all of it in my Vitamix. All right, so this is where the blending comes in, and you're gonna wanna move back. Move. No, I'll move you. All right, so I'm gonna blend this starting on low, and then I'm gonna move it to high, and then you'll get to see what happens. It gets really frothy and foamy and delicious. Actually, that's what happens after you strain it and then put it back in the blender and blend it up again. So you'll see. Sorry about that. I got a call during that, so hopefully that blocked out some of that noise for you. Okay, so I haven't done this for a few years, like I was saying, but I have this all blended up now. Hopefully I did that well enough because I was trying to spare you the noise. So that's when you, I'm gonna try to move this down so you can see better. That's where this bag comes in. So I'm going to pour the milk into this bag over this bowl so that it catches all the liquid. I hope this is interesting. So as you all may have seen, or some of you may have seen, I posted that I started my real estate studying, and I thought it was funny. So one of the things that you read in the beginning is this, I don't know, document called Is Real Estate Right for You? And it kind of like started warning me about what might, the job might be like and what I'm gonna have to go through and the highs and lows and the emotional ups and downs of the business and, will you be able to react to things and stay calm when others get upset and all this stuff. And hi, Sherry, I'm doing this for you. And I thought it was super funny because I was like, yo, I'm in network marketing. You think I don't know how to handle this stuff? Hi, Sonia. So I was like, yeah, I'm super prepared for those types of things. Not to say that, I want to experience different types of things, but network marketing is fairly challenging as a career while also being so rewarding. But yeah, you go through a lot of stuff, and I think anytime you're an entrepreneur, you're going to experience that kind of stuff, like the emotional highs and lows, how not to take things personally, because, when you're an entrepreneur, you either do or don't do business with your friends or your family, and sometimes that can get hairy or sticky or whatever. So I'm pouring the almond milk into the bag, so you can see there's a lot of meal, I guess, almond meal, and then the liquid is coming through, and then you have to start squeezing it to really drain it out. He has cheese and crackers. Right before I started doing this video, he has all of it, sweetie. Lucas came in and wanted to start making himself cheese and crackers, so perfect timing as usual for a potential shit show right when I'm about to do a video, right? So I'm squeezing the liquid through this bag, and this just kind of is messy, but it's unavoidable. One thing I might have forgotten to do, I can't remember exactly how I did this before because it's been a while, like I said, but I might have been better off trying to squeeze this into the measuring cup, but my measuring cup when I used to do this was a lot smaller, so I don't think that's what I did. But you just have to then realize you're gonna have to be pouring this liquid back and forth between. Okay, 1 cup of almonds that you soak. I do it overnight, but you have to soak the 1 cup of almonds for 4 to 6 hours. So I just put them in water overnight, and then the next morning when I probably would want to use the milk, is when I make it. So you soak 1 cup of almonds for 4 to 6 hours, and then did I say 1 cup of almonds? It's 1 cup of almonds, and then 4 cups of water. And then I use 2 dried dates that I blend in for the sweetness. And the 2 dried dates doesn't make it super sweet, so if you wanted it sweeter, you could do more dates or maybe use maple syrup or something instead. Okay, so that's pretty well squeezed out. And here's what that looks like. So some really awesome pioneer women, like my older sister, take this almond meal and make like vegan cheese, or some people will dry it and use it as almond meal for, you know, gluten-free cooking. But I'm not quite at that level yet. So I'm going to rinse my blender out because it still has that in it, and then I'm going to show you the last step. Okay, so now I have my blender, I have my bowl. This is where I gotta be real careful. I'm just gonna pour this back into here, and I'm gonna blend it very briefly one more time. And I'm gonna show you. So then you just wanna find a mason jar or something. You missed Luke and Gwen coming in to say hi. Oh, well, they were here. So then I'm just gonna pour it into a mason jar and store it in the fridge. Look at that. Beautiful, delicious almond milk. Homemade, nothing yucky, especially if you use organic almonds and organic dates. And you just wanna have it airtight, put it in the fridge. Voila. I'll show you this again. This is the only ingredients I used. 1 cup of almonds, 4 cups of water, and 2 dates. That's my new cafe board. You might see this show up some other times. That's it. That's it. Easy, easy. If you make this, tell me how it turns out, how you like it, and how easy it was, because it's so easy. See, Sherry? It's so easy. All right, guys. Bye.